Hello Internet people, hello members of the Tiddlyhood, and hello to folk who like programming in the basic programming language. I want to show you the use of TiddlyWiki as a portable single file web application for basic programming. So an all-in-one file that has an IDE and includes all your basic programming files right in there, as per TiddlyWiki being a single file web application. Now, why basic? Professionally, I'm a Gupta team developer, also known as a Gupta SQL Windows, programmer and information systems analyst consultant since 1995. Officially, and by the way, it's called Open Text Gupta Team Developer. If you're interested, go look it up. Although I'm at my best with Gupta Team Developer, Basic tugs, has always tugged at my heartstrings ever since getting a Commodore VIC-20 back in the early 80s. To me, the basic programming language is an easy, no-nonsense programming language. And to me, the best example is if you want to create a Hello World program, it's one line. It's print Hello World without anything needing to be wrapped around it or squiggly parentheses or any of that stuff. Now, why TiddlyWiki? Well, by the way, TiddlyWiki, I often say just TW because it's a little bit less verbose or less of a tongue twister. TW is a hyperlink solutions platform in my mind. You can do just about anything with it. What can't you do with it? It's been used for things like simply taking notes or dumping everything in one's mind into a TiddlyWiki instance. Some folk have set it up for all kinds of things. I tend to like using it to develop things that normally would be done as web applications, but I can't stand JavaScript. So TiddlyWiki is a nice way for me to program, and I say programming in air quotes here, things that normally would be done on the web without having to learn JavaScript. And all I need is just enough HTML and CSS to get most things done, along with the native TiddlyWiki features and functions. And, okay, ignore that one. Forgot that in my slide from the previous one. About the basic interpreter that I'm using here in TW. It's some called wwwBASIC that I found on the web just recently. It's an implementation of BASIC designed to be easily run on the web. You can set it up with Node.js, or you can just embed it in any web page. It requires a JavaScript library module, which translates basic commands to JavaScript code. And just from the wwwBASIC GitHub page, you can include that wwwBASIC directly in any web page, just with these commands or this HTML. So you've got your basic HTML start and ending parts. You need to include a script to the wwwBASIC.js file. And your basic programming language is just whatever is normal for basic in between these script tags. Easy peasy. Now, let's get out of this presentation and let's see some stuff. First of all, let's show you what I call my basic IDE made with TiddlyWiki and modeled after the IDE from QB64, which I think is modeled from the IDE from QBasic from many moons ago. What I've done is I'm in the process of setting up the same kind of menus, none of them working right now, except for the start menu item under run. And when we click start, it runs the application, the basic application, and presents the results in a console window. I've also added just the basic, a few TiddlyWiki buttons here. Save, so that way I can save the entire TiddlyWiki anytime just from this interface. And I've also included, there's the save message. I've included a full screen button from TW and a close button to close. This is a tiddler. To close this tiddler and get back to the normal TiddlyWiki interface. And let's open that up again. And this button down here, that's just the button so that for Tiddly Drive, because I keep all my TiddlyWikis in Google Drive. Now, let's get that to take up half of the screen, and let's run this program again to show that we can have the console window side by side with the IDE. And just to show that we can modify the code and have the same code running next door, let's just put a little print here, and let's rerun this application to update the console. Hello to the world of basic programming fans. So this is kind of a nice way to do some basic programming. Anyway, now just to show how featureful www.BASIC is, you may want to go check out the GitHub page for that. There's some sample code that we can copy and paste into this IDE and see how it all works out. We're going to ignore all of the HTML bits and just grab the actual code. Copy that, move that over, and let's replace what we had here with what we copied, and let's run this. And let's show you another sample bit of code, and this one is rather nice. It's called Polar Grapher. Let me copy that over. There. So, it's not a huge program, but it does some pretty cool stuff. So that's kind of pretty. And now, just for the giggles, and this is a little bit of a nostalgic trip for anybody who's done any coding of BASIC in the older years. Now, if you remember, if you are an old timer, you may remember something called Donkey Basic. And although we don't have any audio here, here's that old Donkey Basic program from many moons ago, running inside a browser window created by TW. Oh no, boom. Anyway, this is just a little something I want to show you, and I want to take this further and really set up a full environment here, a full IDE. And back to our Hello World program just for a second. I do want to show you one interesting thought I had of how TiddlyWiki can be used to enhance programming in BASIC. So let's get rid of all of that code. Let's get back to our Hello World program. Imagine, because this is just in the tiddler. Imagine if we did our basic programming and took advantage of some of the features in TiddlyWiki, in particular transclusion. So let's say that we had fancy stuff, if we had such a tiddler. This would be a way for us to create some modular code. So if I had some basic coding, basic program code in fancy stuff.tw.bas, I could include that code right here into new tw.bas. And it'd be a way for us to create some bigger projects in BASIC. So modular code in various tiddlers. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. Cheers.